Hello everyone, welcome to Zoho Campaigns Chat on holiday email marketing. My name is Anat Matthews and I'm a product marketer for Zoho Campaigns. And joining with me today is Samar Owais, who is an email conversion strategist and copywriter for SaaS and e-commerce brands. People who have been following email industry for quite some time would definitely know her. She's been in the email industry for quite some time. She's been almost there for over a decade and she's worked with a lot of companies and e-commerce brands, helping them in increasing their conversions, in reducing their churn, and other activities related to email marketing. So, is there anything else to add, Summer, to the introduction part?
No, I think you covered it really well.
Cool. So, we'll begin the session with the questions.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
we had ran a survey before 2 weeks asking our followers to ask questions related to holiday email marketing. And interestingly, we had received quite a lot of questions. So we might not have, uh, we have time constraints in answering all of them. So we've selected a few questions, and Samar is here with us for answering those questions. Yeah, so moving on to the first question for the day, that is the how to make the most of in-store promotions during the holidays.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this one, right? And do they mean retail? The promotions that they're running in their retail store? But either way, so if you mean in-store promotions in your retail store, that's out of my scope of expertise. What most e-commerce brands do that also have retail stores is that they'll have their online store sales separately, and they have their marketing departments handle their in-store stuff separately, right? So, or the other way brands will handle this is that their in-store offers are the same as their online offers, and then email is it, right? They might, if they want to make more in-store sales, then they'll make those sales, you know, sweeter, I guess. Like maybe get 5% off if you go in store and buy it. Or if they want to amp up their email sales, then they'll offer a bigger sale on their email promotions, right? Or online shopping. So because this question is a little unclear, I've tried to give, the two ways that brands can typically handle it. But yeah, that's it. In my experience, just keep it simple, right? So if you are a brand with also a retail store, again, don't have a lot of experience with it, but pick one and then just run with it, right? A single, especially if you haven't done it, started preparing for your holiday marketing yet, come up with a one promotion that you run in your email and your store together, so that you're able to use the promotional material and the offers and the emails and the banners and the ads and everything across the board.
Got it. So you were talking about connecting with people, right? So in-store promotions are done for connecting with people, and one of the best ways that we can do it is using email marketing. So
Yep.
what do you think, or what are some of the ways that you think people can do or try out in order to connect with their customers during the holiday time?
So the first way to do it is to amp up your email send. So if you're emailing your list once a week, bump it up to twice, maybe a couple of months before the holiday season kicks off, right? So that your audience is used to getting more emails from you, and they will not be irritated or surprised or think that, oh, this brand just pops into my inbox when there's the holiday season and they want to run a sale, right? Because our audiences and our customers are more and more growing more and more skeptical. Everybody is a lot smarter, especially in the post-pandemic world where online shopping has boomed so much, right? So keep the focus of your emails before the holidays season on content. And by content, I mean, I don't mean like reinvent the wheel. Look at the existing content that your brand is producing right now. So if you're publishing a blog post, repurpose them into email. If you're publishing regular social media content, especially Instagram or Facebook stuff, um, repurpose them into emails, right? And what this does is it positions your product as the natural solution, right? So if you're talking about, this is my favorite example to give because I'm a skincare enthusiast. If you're talking about skincare and you sell a hyaluronic acid, right? Start talking about dry skin. And how hyaluronic acid is great for that. And then, hey, look at this. You have a product that will get that deals with dry skin, right? So anybody struggling with dry skin, anybody trying to solve that problem is definitely going to check your product out. So think about positioning your product as the natural solution. Sit down for half an hour, 45 minutes, brainstorm all the content ideas you can include in your emails and how you can tie them together with your products, and then just send those emails out. Whenever somebody signs up for emails to receive emails from an e-commerce brand, they're literally telling you, I am interested in your products and your brand. I want to hear from you. So don't shy away from emailing them. Don't shy away from telling them about your products. But if all you're doing is sell, 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 that's when you will start turning people off. But if you are mixing your sales messaging with high value content, then that's going to go over really, really well. So that's one of the fastest way of connecting with your subscribers and customers during the holiday season. And then start teasing your upcoming promotions as well, right? Maybe change the sign up offer. Like, our biggest sale of the season is just around the corner. Sign up to be the first one to find out when we kick it off. Or you could like even start at the bottom of all your weekly newsletter emails. You could have like a banner at the bottom, or like just a little teaser that Black Friday promotions are coming. Get ready for it. Be prepared because stock runs out fast. So the good thing about holiday marketing is that there's built-in scarcity, right? Black Friday is going to end. Cyber Monday is going to end. And then if you don't shop now, which is from our biggest sale, it's not gonna, you're going to miss out. So capitalize on that, but keep a focus on content before the holiday season. And then feel free to go all salesy during that holiday season because you do want to make those sales. And if you've done your work right, you have prepared your audience to expect those emails coming in.
Yeah. So you were talking about sending out emails that are personalized, and if they are looking for example, you said if they're looking for dry skin remedies, you can send an email regarding that. So, but there are still a few people who might add those elements or those products to the cart, and then they just leave it there. So,
Yeah.
what do you have to say about that? As in, what can be done from the email marketer side in order to avoid those?
Okay, so there's no way to avoid it, right? So you know how in a retail store people will just go and browse around because they're window shopping. It also happens to online stores. A big chunk of your website traffic or even your email subscribers will click through to just browse, and that's totally okay. Where there are so many reasons somebody will abandon a cart, right? Maybe they're using it to bookmark if they're really digging deep into your brand and seeing what products you're selling. Or they just decide that they'll make a decision later. Others just add things to cart and then decide not to buy, or simply get distracted and forget about it, right? My favorite meme about abandoned carts is this tweet somebody sent out a couple of years ago saying, I just added $70 worth of items in my cart only to remember I don't have the money for it, right? And that absolutely happens, right? I am an email marketer. I shop online and like justify it as market research. But so many times I'm abandoning carts because A, I want to find out what the abandoned cart emails look like, but B, also because I've shopped a lot that month and I do no longer have more money to spend on shopping. And so that definitely happens, right? So your best course of action is to create a cart abandonment flow. Now, there are two types that you should be doing. One is add to cart, which is when somebody adds items to their cart and then leaves your website or goes away. The other is a checkout abandonment flow, which is when somebody adds things to their cart, starts the checkout process, and then abandons it. Right? So what checkout abandonment, the reason I like it is because it's closer to the point of sale. It shows a more like it shows that the audience was a little more interested in buying. They were this much closer to making that conversion or that sale because they actually started checking out, and then for some reason they didn't. Right. So send them cart abandonment flows. Make sure that your cart abandonment emails are not creepy, like, hey, we saw that you were looking, or like you left something behind. Please make them conversational, make them interesting. And if they're during the holiday season, just really go all out and say, this might run out by the time you come back. So we make no promises, but here's a gentle reminder that you were looking at this. And if you plan on buying it, just do it now before we run out. So there are going to be people that will not buy. That's totally okay. That's part of doing business. But a cart abandonment flow will make you a lot of money from the people who thought I'd come back to it later, or they just forgot, or for whatever reason they decided not to.
Yeah, that is a very valid point to create workflows around cart abandonment and automation around cart abandonment. Yeah, so the next question that we have is how to know what customers expect to see when they open their email campaigns.
All right, so customers expect to see what you're the one setting those expectations, right? You set the expectations of what the customer expects to see in an email. Like, they don't know what you're going to be emailing about, and you do it through your subject line and your preview text, right? That's the first indication to your subscriber or your customer of what the email is about. So make sure that your subject lines are clear, or clever. Like, I know we all love writing a clever little subject line, but especially during the holiday season, I don't know. There's so much fun to write, so I'm always like, it's a fine balance. Let's just say that, right? But if you are a brand that does fun copy, that has fun with their email copy, then by all means, go with a fun subject line, right? But make sure that your preview text then adds context and clarifies whatever the email is about, so that by the time somebody clicks through to open, they have an idea of what that email is going to be about. So if you're running a sale, make sure you're mentioning it in some form, either in the subject line or the preview text. Or if it's just a content-based email, then yes, tell them what the topic is, right? It also, what people expect to see in their emails also depends on their actions, right? So if they've just abandoned a cart and they receive a cart abandonment email, they'll immediately make a connection. Oh, I'm getting this email because I was on their website, I added things to cart, and then I didn't buy, right? Or if they just have made a purchase and they get the post-purchase email, like the order confirmation, shipping confirmation, so on and so forth, they'll immediately see your email and know that it contains the information that I need because I just made a purchase. Similarly, when somebody signs up for your newsletter, you send them a welcome email and they expect to receive a welcome email, right? With whatever promise you've made them in your offer. If it's a 20% discount, you need to send them the discount code. So we are the ones setting expectations for our subscribers.
Got it. Yeah, so as I said, subject line and preview text are really important. I've come across brands who send emails where the subject line would be something very interesting, and when you click on it, when you open it, the email wouldn't have anything in relation to the subject line.
Yeah.
So I think that is a very valid point that you have shared. So the next question that we have is, when should conversion happen once connected with audience during the holiday times?
Oh, I want immediately, right? So you need to aim for immediate conversions, but also understand that it might not happen immediately. So some of your audience will be ready for you now, especially if you've done your job right, if you build up the anticipation for your holiday email, holiday promotional campaign. A part of your audience will be ready and waiting, and as soon as you send that first email, they are going to make the purchase and buy what they want to buy, right? But others will need a little more convincing, and your holiday emails need to cater to both kinds of audiences, right? That means you should make it super easy to buy from your emails for those that are ready. And that comes in many forms, right? Maybe running site-wide sales so that they don't have to worry about a discount, or figuring out which products are on sale and which aren't, or maybe some products are on 50% sale, others are on 10% sale, and it just becomes a big confusing mess. So keep it simple. The other way you could do it is apply the discount code automatically when somebody clicks through to your email, from your email, right? And then they can add things to cart, whatever they want, and the discount code is automatically applied at checkout, which is another very easy way of making it, they're improving their shopping experience, basically, right? At the very least, if your tech stack cannot handle any of those, and you have to use a discount code, please make sure that the discount code is easy to remember, right? And for those that need a little more convincing, you do need to include social proof in your emails. You need to talk about the benefits. You need to talk about the pain points your products are solving. You can show before and after of what life was like before using your product, what it was like after using your product. And then just brainstorm ways, like, right, on holiday email marketing, you're not just going to send one email and forget about it, right? It's a campaign. You are going to send multiple emails, and you're going to send more maybe on the last day before, like, when time runs out, right? Or your sale ends. So I always say that the thing about conversions and sale is that it may be one event, but we need to give our subscribers multiple opportunities to convert or to buy, right? Which is why we have promotional campaigns that span over a few days, and we make sure that we are sending multiple emails. So during the holiday season, especially, you are competing with every other brand out there because they're running promotions and sales as well. Right, so you've got to use email copy to stand out, but you also need to prepare your audience, as I mentioned, right? Start teasing your sale a couple of weeks before, create an early bird list maybe, and get people, and encourage them to click so that they get tagged as early bird and they become the first one to find out when you launch your biggest sales. Or you could just even offer like a 5% or $5 extra, $5 off to them, right? Anybody who clicks onto the early bird. What this does is it gamifies it, and everybody loves being in the in crowd that gets a little extra benefit, but also it helps. I always say make your offer super attractive and treat them like royalty. So early bird lists are an easy way to do that.
Yes, so I think we've covered points about subject line, preview text, and content as well. So when it comes to sending out email campaigns, there are brands who send out email campaigns to different regions of the world. So how can they be, without any confusion, send email campaigns based on time zone? So we have a lot of, options or features that are provided by ESPs to understand different time zones. But still, do you have any tips for email marketers in order to be careful about sending out emails to people in different time zones?
Yeah, so this is one of the very, very tricky issues about email marketing, right? Especially if you want to do it according to time zone or things like that. In my experience, I tend to not do things based on time zones, right? I definitely turn on smart sending if there is an option, and I let the ESP handle it. But I also know that there is leave yourself margin of error. So because it's not always possible for us or even the ESPs to figure out the correct time zone, right? So if you are using it, give yourself margin of error, be kind to yourself, and then just don't make that your sole strategy, right? So I don't know if I have any tips for that, except to say, like, know that there are going to be mistakes, but also, especially during the holiday season, people do not mind receiving emails at odd hours, right? You might even run a test and see, like, okay, if I send out an email after 8 p.m., let's see how many people actually click and buy, rather than sending it out at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m., right? Because most brands will send during the working hours, so why not test like sending after? This is where you can start experimenting and maybe even start understanding how your audience behaves and responds during the holiday season.
Yeah, and I also think that there are a lot of people waiting for holiday offers and promotions. So yeah.
Yeah, and there is a school of thought that recommends sending after. Hours because so many people are working, right? It may be Black Friday, but I think it's a working Friday in the US, right? People are at work. They might not necessarily have the chance to um, shop while they're at their office, or well, everybody works from home now, but you get what I mean. So many people will like wait to browse products after putting the kids to bed so that they're not getting interrupted and they can like really go through, make those decisions, have fun with their online shopping experience, right? So I mean, I am all for sending, using Smart Sends, but then also sending emails out at a certain time after hours.
Got it. Yeah. So how early should the holiday emails be planned?
Oh my God, as early as July. So here's the thing. I always say plan the months that you will run promotional campaigns at the start of the year. Right? So if you are a brand that runs a lot of promotional campaigns or anytime you want to amp up sales and make money, there's not much I can say about that, right? Because your brands have needs and everything. But if you are a brand that is very, very strategic with their promotional campaigns, then you need to plan ahead, at least 3 to 4 months, right? So the first step is sitting down and figuring out, okay, what are the months that you want to run campaigns on for the rest of the year, right? So if you run a Valentine's Day campaign, then that's your Friday, February covered. If you run July 4th campaigns, if you're a US brand, then that's your July covered, and then holiday season, right? Mark off your months and weeks. And then as that time comes closer, start thinking about what our offer is going to be, right? How many people are active on our list? You need time to keep your audience engaged and also like try to re-engage your unengaged segments, because holiday season is the worst time to like just pop up in somebody's inbox with a sale. They're gonna mark you as spam. Like, I haven't heard from you in 6 to 8 months or a full year, and you're just coming in during the holiday season. Yeah, mark spam, right? Or delete, and that is going to hurt your deliverability. So minimum start thinking about your holiday promotions 3 months before the, so that's going to be like what, August, September, October. Starting August, July is even better, and so that you're done by the time the first week of November comes in, right? And you aren't stressed out. But I also know that brand life is extremely hectic and it's almost impossible to prepare for the holiday season while also keeping up with your regular campaigns, right? So it requires planning, which is why I always say starting early gives you more time to do it, at a pace that keeps some level of sanity in your life instead of like just working 12-hour days during October and November.
Yeah, so it all comes down to strategizing, yeah, the email marketing activities. Yeah.
Yep.
So, what about brands who missed out on starting these promotions earlier? So, what
I'm
can
so
they
glad you
do?
asked me this question. Yeah, okay. So if you wake up on November 20th, or you're an email marketer and the brand suddenly tells you, oh, we want to run a Black Friday promotion, and you're stuck. The easiest way to do is use last year's promotional email, right? Nobody's going to remember. Change the subject lines, update the copy a little bit, make sure that you're changing the discount code or whatever, and then reuse those emails, right? Your products are the same. If you have released new products by that point, then replace them in those emails and use the product copy from the website. Use what you already have, right? And if you are a new brand that hasn't done a Black Friday promotion before, uh, decide what the duration of your Black Friday sale is going to be, right? If it's a 3-day promotion, 5-day promotion, 7-day promotion, whatever it is, look at the past promotional campaigns you have. Pick any 7, 5, 3-day promotional campaign and edit it and adapt it for your Black Friday sale. Use the same emails, replace, change, update a little, the subject lines a little bit, whatever. My whole thing is keeping you sane, like keeping brands sane and reusing the stuff they already have. Nobody's going to remember. Yes, it's not ideal, but it is going to reduce your workload and your stress levels quite a lot if you go back and use what you already have, right? And when you are choosing from promotional campaigns, choose the one that made you the most money, because you already know, oh, that was a successful promotional campaign. We can pick this up adapt it for Black Friday, and then use it again.
Got it. Yeah. So I think that's all we have for today. Thank you so much, Summer, for joining us. It was really good to have you as a guest here. And I hope everyone will start their email marketing. Those who have not started it yet, I hope they start it right away. Thank you so much again, Summer.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me.
Bye, everyone.